Healthy fruit juice. Healthy. 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 Ah. So welcome to my new abode. My friend just put this together. Yesterday I was on the floor in a different room. What can I say? The suitcase is still missing. We found that one at least. So I don't want to be too melodramatic about it. Some other mishaps that all of a sudden my little paranoid brain whipped up for me to think about at night, like getting my deposit back has all been sorted. I already made a phone call back to England, spoke with the landlady. It's not a problem, even though if you saw the state of the place. But at least I hope she realizes that wasn't me. We spoke to the airport, we called them up. We were given 48 hours to wait to see what is up. Sometimes something happens, and if you just wait, and you have a better view of what to do, and it would save you money, but instead you just go out and buy the thing that you want now because, now. I just got myself a couple of cables because all of a sudden I guess I just don't expect this suitcase to turn up anytime soon. In order to feel myself a little bit more at home, I just went out to the Centro Comercial and I bought a cable for my PlayStation. And I spent a bunch of money that if I do get the suitcase back, you ever do that? You just spend money knowing that you might not have to, or, just stop making sense. But I couldn't help myself. Because I'm thinking right now, like, why did I just pay for those cables if I might have them back tomorrow? Because I totally expect them not to be back tomorrow. And oh, everything is here. All cables. Of course, now I'm gonna have to chastise myself for buying that cable over there so I could hook up the PlayStation anyway. Spend all that money for nothing because I couldn't wait a single day. Put the bed up like I would in London. Made a little office area where I can sit on the floor, sit on the couch, whatever's comfy. But let's get right back into the comic stuff, because that's what we're here for. On day 76 of 100 Days of Making Comics, besides make a lot of portrait art and drawings, figure drawings, and everything that I'm thinking of splitting off into sketch doodle draw. I've actually made a fair bit of progress tonight, so I thought I'd just show you where we're at. My new friend. So we are here on the page. So to give you a little reintroduction, I've got a little story. It is very much in the vein of Alien or The Thing, in which I have a scavenger crew looking for resources, and they come across this wanderer that you can see in the middle of this page, who's trying to escape them, and he's discovered. So we go to the next page. These are tighter pencils on roughs I made, I think like 2-3 weeks ago. That took me a fair amount of time to make. But now that I have time, I sure had a lot of fun, like designing all this and like, with the panels and like the balloons and like what to put in the balloons and like all that. Like there's a fair amount of storytelling on this one page, as I managed to combine 2 initial pages into one. But we moved on. So I made this rough, and today I added some smaller new ideas which highlight the office politics, if you will. On the bottom panel, there's a little bit of interaction. I think it might be a little hard for you guys to see, but my corporate spy lady Tilla, she's standing in the corner, and she gets well, I wouldn't say shouted at, but basically she get motioned over to do something, and she kind of flips the finger. And that leads to a little bit of interaction on the next page, like what's your problem, and like the girl who's sitting in front of him is like, oh, I can do it. And as she rushes over to do what she is doing, which is to move the giant flashlight over, what is made clear is that the young girl was actually sitting in her seat, and then as soon as the young girl vacates to do whatever it is that she's doing, the guy having an issue with her sits down in it immediately, not giving a damn. Meanwhile, on the outside, something is leaping off the ship, off the vessel, and it provides the crew on the inside with a different view. And the lady doing it, Frances, she's a bit clumsy. That's how I see her. And she's considered useless, but she has her moments. She has her moments. Because, so here, which will be revealed, but basically she jumped off with like a paraglider or something. So, another new page. Then we make the cut from everything that's been happening in that very long scene, introducing the crew. We introduce the scavenger kids. They are in the belly of the beast, which is not made clear straight away, but they're on the same vessel, and they're like the slave labor, if you will, moving the rubble around and searching through it and organizing it. So there's a little bit of a moment here with the elder sister. The elder sister is passing some food around right behind the back of the taskmaster. Someone is walking by, and so next page, yes, even more pages. This is all one day. It didn't go unnoticed. The guy whistles, taskmaster turns around, grabs the food from the hungry kid, gets very angry because another key moment, well, not key moment, but like another little moment is that, so they eat fungus that they find from the outside. But this is very large, and he wants to know where they found it. And so the moment I want to have is that this is where the taskmaster realizes where they are, because fungus this large requires radiation, and that means they have entered a particular area where they're not supposed to go. And that makes him angry at the crew upstairs. And it's also a clue to where the Wanderer has been, because when they finally throw him in the little jail cell where he threw the elder sister, eventually they go and fetch him because they realize that he's contaminated with lots of radiation. And that makes them wonder where exactly he's been, and so it gives them a reason rather than just see him as a stray. They've picked off the wastes, and that may have escaped another vessel, that there might be more to him. Stay hydrated. So, day 76 has been very productive. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that finally I just get to sit here, not worry about time. Like, I spent plenty of time this morning drawing portraits, doing figure drawing, doing all sorts of stuff, and then to just get to sit down and, you know, draw the roughs for like 4 pages. It's freaking awesome. It did take me a little longer than I thought it would be, and I also noticed, like, because I was kind of thinking like, oh, I'll just catch up on some of the other The 100s folks, see what they've been getting up to. I've got a lot of videos to catch up on, and I just find I can't draw and watch your videos at the same time, because I'm too, like, I want to hear what you have to say. So I tend to just put podcasts on and stuff that talk about things that I find kind of interesting, but, you know, they kind of just babble on, and it's not, you know, Like I don't have to, it's like a radio basically. I don't have to pay attention. It's just there, and every now and again I go like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. You know. But yeah, this has been a nice, productive day. It's a good start to get back into the game after a week of moving and reacquainting myself and settling in, stressing out about suitcases, and and there was that one 90s party I went to the other day. I'm afraid to say that 90s parties are kind of like 80s parties, where I remember the 80s and the 90s very differently, because it's always disco and like dance music, and it's never the heavy metal, rock and roll, grunge that I loved. And then I can't help but think, like, what about those 60s parties I used to go to? Maybe there were people who lived through the 60s and they felt the same way, and they were just like, I hated this stuff back then. Now look what you've done to my era. So stay tuned, I'd say, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.